What's the moment you realize your family was completely broken beyond repair? My entire family is filled with morons who mean well. When I was 17 and got into a car accident, my dad showed up to the hospital with a congratulations balloon because he thought any major event deserved a party. And most of my family actually believes that Australia is a fake country, filled with paid actors. So there was only one family member that I felt close to. My cousin, Samantha. She agreed with me that our family was completely effed, and we'd joke about being the ones to end the bloodline. Sometimes I even noticed her taking advantage of our family's idiocy. But I thought she'd never do that to me. Fast forward to last year. I realized I hadn't heard from her in a few months, so I gave her a call. She told me the 3 words you never want to hear. I have cancer. It was stage 3. Aggressive. She said she didn't want anyone to feel sorry for her. Just wanted to tell me before I found out from someone else. Well, money wasn't even a thought. I immediately went to Zelle and sent her $4,000. Not much relative to cancer costs, but I wanted to show her that I loved her and that we were fighting this together. I didn't see her for a while after that, but I started taking up extra shifts at work so I could send Samantha 30% of my paychecks. It didn't feel like she owed me anything for it. It just felt like the right thing to do. It's for this reason that 6 months later, even when she wasn't replying to any of my texts or calls, I was still sending her money every month. But as I lay awake in bed one night, I had this thought. What if the cancer had progressed and she just wasn't saying anything? I didn't know what to do, so I called my mom. Oh, honey, you're so silly. She's not sick. I just saw her yesterday. I had to stop myself from tearing my hair out. Of course she'd say that. Okay, Mom, my bad, I said, before immediately hanging up the phone. Suddenly, I was hit with a wave of responsibility and drove to Samantha's house. I knew by this point she'd probably be balding, so I brought a nice hat as well as some fragrance-free lotion for her skin. When I knocked on the door, I expected to be greeted with a jaundiced, skinny, depressed cancer patient. But then I heard the loud music, accompanied with flashing LED lights. And when the door opened, I was met with a smiley, healthy-as-ever woman. Her hair and skin looked even better than mine. We locked eyes, and I saw a wave of panic wash over her. Oh, hey, I'm in the middle of throwing a party because I just found out I beat cancer. I could smell the alcohol and tobacco on her breath. I didn't say anything, just glared at her. It was clear she didn't ever have cancer. She looked really uncomfortable. And after 2 minutes of intense silence, she whispered, I'm sorry. Well, an apology just wasn't good enough. By that point, I had sent her close to $20,000 total. I told her that I considered her indebted to me until she paid me back. She looked down at the ground, as if she was the victim in the situation. I knew if I stayed there, I was going to do something I'd regret, so I just left. And as I drove on the I-95, I thought about how naive I'd been to think I was the exception to her manipulation. One time, when her mom wanted her to get a part-time job, she forged a doctor's note that said she had chronic fatigue syndrome just so she wouldn't have to contribute to the family. Another time, she borrowed her dad's car and completely scratched it up, then somehow gaslit her dad into thinking he did it himself. When I got home, I knew she wasn't going to pay me back, so I just cut my losses and blocked her on everything. A month later, I was doing pretty well. I suddenly had a lot more money to spend, and life was sweet. I was in the middle of a yoga class when my mom texted, Honey, I had no idea you were struggling. Trust me, we're gonna get through this together. I was about to ask her what she was talking about, but that's when she sent me a GoFundMe link. On it was my full name and face. I've been struggling with Molly for 3 years. Please help me quit was the description. I was instantly filled with anger. She had lost me as a source of income, and instead of getting a job, she was telling the whole world that I was a substance addict. I didn't even text her anything, just sent her the link. 70% of the money is going to be used to pay you back, though, she replied, as if it was the most justified explanation. I sighed, and just sent the whole thing to the extended family group chat. I told them everything. The fake cancer, the debt, how that wasn't really me. I expected them to spam text her, accuse her, put her in her place. But 10 minutes later, I had a missed call, then another, and another. After 2 hours had passed, I had 37 missed calls and 99 plus unopened messages, all informing me that I was a horrible person. The full story is on my channel and linked below.